Hello everybody, GrayStillPlays, and today I want to talk a little bit about combat, both on the ground and in the air in No Man's Sky, based upon what we know so far. Some of the recent gameplays of No Man's Sky have seen quite a bit of combat, and there's a bit of information that we can draw from what we've seen. I want to make this video fairly brief, but we'll be talking about both types of combat. First-person combat on foot, and then combat in the spaceship itself. Combat on foot seems to be fairly reminiscent of your typical first-person shooter kind. You have a targeting reticle, and you utilize whatever firing options your multi-tool is outfitted with to do damage. If you have a shield kinetics unit, you'll have a shield that acts as a barrier, stopping immediate damage to your health. The shield is seen as a bar located at the top left of your screen. If that gets taken down, damage goes to the health boxes, also located in the top left. Since some people in the comments have noted that they would destroy sentinels, possibly for the materials they might drop, I'll take the time to mention that when Sean destroys these sentinels, they appear to drop Heridium. Back to combat. There appears to be notes on the screen during certain instances, such as when the shield goes down and when a critical hit is taken. Also note, the shield does not recharge on its own, instead, tech resources must be used. An extremely similar style of combat is used in space, with the shield indicator and health indicator appearing to be the same. The weapons utilized are also extremely similar, with a projectile type weapon and a green beam weapon that follows its target. It has also been mentioned that there's a torpedo style of weapon as well that does quite a bit of damage but has a slower rate of fire. If we look earlier in this video, we'll see that the ship's projectile weapon is called a photon cat. That's assumed to be a photon cannon, as well as the beam weapon being a phase beam. The weapon icons are very similar to the multi-tools bolt caster and mine laser, with the backgrounds of the images being slightly different. In the ship combat, we get the opportunity to see that in the ship's heads-up display, the targeted enemy is shown at the bottom right, with the level of their shields displayed. The damage level to the enemy ship appears to be signified by the color of the diagram of the pictured ship, starting at green, presumably at full health, and then shifting in color down to red before being destroyed. We also get to see something we don't normally get on foot, which is a short-range minimap located in the bottom middle. This appears to show things such as ships and nearby planets. In an IGN article, it was mentioned that pitch, yaw, and roll are all controllable. And from Sean Murray's space combat gameplay, we also get to see that there's some level of targeting assistance. When Sean locks onto a ship with a phase beam, the beams follow the enemy ship even as it moves out of the normal reticule area, ending when the ship gets destroyed. Sean also mentions that you can attack the cargo pods of ships to obtain their cargo, such as when he does so and gets carbon here. Blowing up enemy ships also nets Sean some carbon as shown here. Sustained fire causes Sean's projectile weapon to overheat, and the typical mine laser bar now seems to indicate the weapon's heat level. With a constant fire, the bar drains and eventually a secondary overheat bar shows up, causing Sean to have to stop firing. So I hope you folks have enjoyed this very brief little overview of some of the combat that we've seen so far in No Man's Sky. And last time I asked you folks how you would prefer sharing your No Man's Sky adventures with other and/or interacting with the community in general. And here were some of your responses. Letter Z, or is it letters, said that they were going to try and establish a makeshift community hub at the space station closest to the center of the galaxy. Cunning Wolf is going to live stream on Twitch and then later export his footage to YouTube. Corey Roper also plans on live streaming with the PS Share feature, and then will use the YouTube editor to cut out any boring footage. Fox Shatner also wants to live stream and attempt to get his Eve friends to play as well. Good luck on that. World of Baron is going old school, with blog posts that his avatar, an intelligent, sophisticated archaeologist, will write on, with notes on things such as worlds and languages. Joseph Long will post screenshots on Facebook and share with his PSN friends. He also wants to create an album of the coolest and strangest things that he finds. And finally, Owlins will be streaming and YouTubing. He's even set up a Discord server to talk about No Man's Sky. And that brings me to this video's question. When it comes to combat, what type do you enjoy the most? Are you the first-person shooter runner and gunner? Do you prefer classic space dogfights? Or are you the pacifist that despises combat altogether? Feel free to let me know what your preference is in the comment section below, and as always, stay foxy and much love.